I'm Joe Kane.
I'm Dan Kane.
I'm Sal Conca.
And I'm Wayne Heckler.
And this is the Imperfect Podcast.
Be sure to check us out at hecklerkane.com and everywhere on social media.
To the bumper. So today's episode, we're doing something a little different than we normally do. What we're doing is we're interviewing each other. So we get a chance to know each other a little more because I don't really know these guys that I sit across the table from.
I actually just came here across the street. I saw these guys. I thought they were having a lot of fun, and I decided to join them. So it's a good idea.
Yeah, none of us really have any ties. We all met on Craigslist, right? So actually, Joe and I did meet on Craigslist.
Yes, actually we did. Well, you want to get back onto like I guess who we are is basically what we wanted to do on this episode and say who is the Imperfect Podcast and who are we sitting back here telling you guys what we think about things.
Exactly. And we're taking a little road trip tonight. So that's one of the reasons we're doing this. And we wanted to give you an opportunity. We asked our fans out on Twitter and Instagram to ask us some questions of their own. And we had some feedback. But we're actually going to kind of interview each other and find out maybe a little bit more about each other than we'd hoped to find out. Everybody game for that?
I'm game.
Absolutely.
I know Dan's already turning red. So awesome.
So, well, I mean, it's obvious, I guess, from the beginning intro every time, you know, Joe Kane and Dan Kane, we are brothers.
Yeah.
So that's one thing.
Yes.
So how long you known each other?
31 years.
I've known him a little longer.
Nice.
I knew him. I wasn't aware that I knew him.
So growing up, did you guys both watch a lot of movies together?
Yeah, I mean, there were. Here's the thing: he's 7 years younger than me. I watched a lot of movies, and there were times where we got together and actually watched movies. But
I mean, movies like Ghostbusters we watched together, stuff like that. But we actually have very different opinions on, not opinions, but tastes on movies. So very different. If he named his top 5 movies versus mine, so.
Gotcha. So what's at the top of your list, Dan?
The Godfather.
Okay.
Followed by the second Godfather. Followed by Goodfellas. But then it gets a little similar because after that I like The Dark Knight. So
okay.
I am a comic book geek. We have that in common. So.
And I know Joe is like the big Batman guy. You got like Batman stuff on your car, and you come to gigs with Batman shirts. And
there's a Joker picture on the wall behind us here at the podcast. So.
Exactly. So what, other than Batman, what's in your queue for fave movies?
One of my top favorites of all times, and this is going to sound ridiculous, is Blues Brothers, the original Blues Brothers. Okay. I remember going over to a friend's house like weekly, and it was like, like throwing Blues Brothers on VHS, and we would sit there and we just have it on always, and it was always the quotes, you know, I gotta everything, you know, we're on a mission from God, and like all these things are just, to me it was like a great movie because I am also a musician, which is, you know, in my blood. And that's always been in my blood, so it's always been one of those movies that just meant a lot to me, and a huge Dan Aykroyd fan. So
well, we've got a lot of musicians sitting at the table, and Wayne, you're also a musician, so
yes.
Let's get you in the mix.
All right. When I think, it's funny when you think as far as being a musician, a lot of music movies that I like Running on Empty. That was River Phoenix. Classical Pianist, On the Run, Judd Hirsch. I always like that one. Ray. I'm a big fan of Ray Charles. I thought that movie was well done. Jamie Foxx was awesome in that. Yeah. But besides that, I like comedies a lot. My Cousin Vinny, I mention a lot. That's one of my favorites. Yes. I think that's one that you can quote over and over again. You know every single line. Just one of those movies. But I spread out. I like comedy. I like music ones.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, what do you guys? Sal's a musician also. If we want to kick it over to you, man.
Sure. Why not? I don't want to interview myself.
Well, tell us about your musical background.
I grew up playing the saxophone. Like, you know, Lisa Simpson was my hero.
That's a good hero.
It was like, oh, there's like somebody on TV playing the saxophone. And John Cusack in every 80s cheesy movie ever.
Yes.
Right? Better Off Dead and all those movies I grew up watching. I mean, movies of the 80s was really, because it was the time when you could go home after school and on HBO almost like every day. The same movie would be on HBO like every day, sure. Right? It was like Better Off Dead and Ghostbusters would be on at the time, and Amadeus.
Definitely.
Come on, you guys have all seen these movies.
Absolutely.
Well, Dan, you might be a little young for Amadeus.
All right, it's funny because I used to come home and I would see all those movies on, and it was like just past those like cheesy '80s movies, it's Sweet 16 and all those other things, would be all the Chuck Norris movies on like the alternative channel, and I just remember seeing the same Chuck Norris versus Bruce Lee or whatever that movie was.
Enter the Dragon.
Enter the Dragon.
I remember Jackie Chan, Rumble in the Bronx.
Rumble in the Bronx.
Nice.
Where the words didn't match up with what he was saying, which I tried to do just now, but it didn't work at all.
We don't have a zoomed-in camera to even make it work.
Yeah.
But what was I have fond memories of like my first rated R movie and stuff like that. Do you guys remember like what your first like I got to see that, or like did you have like an uncle that like let you watch movies with him, like kind of thing when your parents weren't around?
I had an older brother that let me watch Beavis and Butthead when I wasn't supposed to.
Yes.
There you go.
But yeah, I don't remember movies that I wasn't supposed to.
It's funny. Our parents weren't like, weren't like hounds about it. It was like, okay, when you're ready to watch the movie, you watch the movie. And like, if I was sitting with them and watching a movie or something, it was like, they would cover my eyes when like, the person was about to get their head ripped off or there was a sex scene, one or the other.
There you go.
But other than that, I mean, it was pretty open as far as it goes. And then me passing down to Danny, my look at this. You're probably not supposed to watch this. I guess I was your bad influence.
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to watch Simpsons.
Really?
Yeah.
My father didn't care. But Mom, she didn't want me watching that. But
I was never restricted, but like the rest of my family, my cousins, and so me and all my cousins were all like kind of a year apart, so very similar in age. Married with children. That was the big no. Nobody was allowed to watch Married with Children.
Then marriage.
Now my grandfather, my grandfather loved Married with Children so much that like before he passed away and all that, like we actually bought him like a huge Married with Children cutout that he used to keep next to his recliner.
Nice.
The Al Bundy cutout, or
Yeah, it was like the big movie poster size one,
Oh, that's awesome.
And nobody could watch it. Like my cousins had to like leave the room because he was gonna watch it, and I could watch it because I was old enough. So like,
Yeah.
it was one of those things,
It's funny. I think I had a couple older brothers, an older sister. So I think by the time they got to me, I'm the fourth child of five. I think they kind of eased up on that.
That explains a lot.
So I was able to watch everything. I know that when they talked about sex or something, I would see my older brother kind of look over, like, did he understand what that meant? And I would just like make a straight face, like I wasn't listening.
Well, being that Danny was the middle sibling, so he probably caught more of the flack than anything else, just being in the middle.
yeah,
That's right. There's three Canes. There's three Canes.
Yes, we have a sister, Amanda,
Okay.
and she's out there and
Doing something.
Doing something.
And then
she's out there.
And then
She's
your
out
cousin Candy.
Yes,
Candy
there's cousin
cane.
Candy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so,
throwing.
bad joke. Yeah.
So let's do a little bit of movie quotes to see if you guys can figure this out. You ready? He is looking at you, kid.
Casablanca.
Bingo. There we go. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog too.
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
There we go. So that's. Are you keeping track of points, Sal?
I am.
There you go. He won't come after me. He won't. I can't explain it. He would consider that rude.
Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, there you go.
Have the lambs stopped crying, Clarice?
What a horrible, that probably sounds horrible. And like, if somebody's listening to this podcast.
Unless they're eating fava beans with it. Then
Yeah, there you go.
Might be all right.
Didn't I kill you already? This one's probably one only I would know.
No, wait a minute.
Pet Cemetery?
No. Big deep voice. Didn't I kill you already?
I definitely know this. It's going to annoy me when you say it.
Hellboy.
Oh.
I didn't know it.
Look how they massacred my boy.
The Godfather.
There you go.
That's no fair. That was specifically for Dan.
Well, yeah, I
Minus
had
1
to
point.
throw it in.
No, minus one.
All right. Here's one that I think we all know this quote, but I'm not sure we all know where the movie's from because we seem to. I think we've said it on this show before and gone, "What is that movie?" So I'm walking here. This is Dustin Hoffman. Oh, dead air, dude.
Cowboy.
Oh. Urban Cowboy.
Urban Cowboy.
Midnight
Cowboy.
Cowboy.
It was urban. What are you trying to do there?
What are you?
All right, one more quote. You had me at hello.
Gone with the Wind.
No, Jerry Maguire.
Yes,
Jerry
Jerry
Maguire. Have you ever played Do You Rather? Would You Rather? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I have a bunch of them. Let's throw them out there, and you guys kind of go through this. Would you rather? Would you rather have a dog with a cat's personality or a cat with a dog's personality?
I'll take the dog.
I'll take the cat with the dog personality.
I can't. Cats are evil creatures.
I'll take a BB gun to all of them.
Moving on to number 2.
If you were reborn in a new life, would you rather be alive in the past or the future?
Past.
I'll go with the past as well.
I think the future.
Freaks.
Yeah.
At least we know what we're getting, Sal. They're in for a surprise.
We
might not be good.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I want to go back to the century or the time. I want to choose.
There might not even be a future. What if the Earth is not here?
Then we
You guys
wasted one.
Have you seen 10 Cloverfield Lane?
Didn't you ever see Armageddon? They saved the planet.
That's right. Oddly enough, should we tell that story? How you and I used the same song from Armageddon for our weddings?
Oh my! Yeah, go ahead.
Well, that's the story.
They used the same song from Armageddon for their weddings.
All right, it has been told.
about a decade apart.
Yes, I was married about a decade before you.
Yeah.
So yes, we did. What was the song? I don't want to miss a thing. My
was-
wife hears this, I'm in trouble.
And I was married for about 1/10 of the time.
Yes, well,
The song lasted longer than their marriage.
Yeah.
all right, I got a good one here. Would you rather eat shit tasted like chocolate or eat chocolate that tasted like crap?
Chocolate that tasted like crap
I agree.
because it ain't shit.
That's a no-brainer right there, I think.
You ever have those jelly beans that taste like boogers and like
I can't.
vomit and all
They're
that?
horrible. Jelly bellies.
The Harry Potter. Isn't it like the Harry Potter series or something?
Earwax
Earwax,
on that one
yeah.
and like booger.
You know what? That's what we're going to have to do at one point. I have them upstairs.
Oh, good.
We should literally play that game on the air. That would be a lot of fun.
What always gets me that the guy who
Halloween
invents the taste for that, the guy that invents the additives, has to know what earwax tastes like. So that guy's been experimenting for some time.
So I think we'll bring those down for our Halloween episode.
There you go. That would be fun. Would you rather swim 300 meters through poop, or would you rather swim 300 meters through dead bodies?
Poop.
Poop.
I'll take the poop. If Shawshank Redemption could do it and turn out golden on the other side, so can I.
I'll take
the poop.
That's the quote of the episode right there.
I hope there's not.
Are we gonna play F, Marry, Kill next too?
Sure, why not? Would you rather win $50,000 or let your best friend win $500,000?
My best friend won 500,000.
Why, you think he's gonna give you 50 grand?
It'll change his life more than 50 grand will change mine.
That's a
I'll
very
pay
good
off
answer.
some bills with 50 grand, 500,000. Get a house.
He could win it.
Change
I'll be his
things.
personal assistant. I'll take that job.
I'm going to come work for you, that's all. Would you rather run 100 miles an hour or fly 10 miles per hour?
Fly. Yeah.
I believe I can fly.
There's nothing like flying. We all have dreams about
No,
flying.
I'm going to say run. I'd rather fly, but after a while, at just 10 miles, I'd be getting pretty pissed off. I just,
We walk
I
10
just
miles
want to
an
get
hour.
there.
It might take a
like,
long time to get
just
anywhere.
like floating next to the guy walking next to me.
It's like
I'd rather get there fast.
no, it's like riding a bike. You ride your bike at about 10 miles an hour.
I've
you do.
run 13, 14 miles an hour when I was in shape.
Well, you can sprint, but you can't sustain it.
No, not at all.
That's what I'm saying. So sustaining 10 miles an hour flight, I'm down with that.
I'd rather run 500 miles an hour and get there. I want to
It was
fly.
100 miles an hour.
you wanna-
It wasn't that.
100 miles.
500 miles an hour might be cool.
He
I could
wants to be a
like-
cheetah.
He wants to be a cheetah.
Yeah, I want to be the Flash.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Would you rather be able to talk your way out of any situation or punch your way out of any situation?
Talk.
Wow. It depends on the situation, but if you could talk out of it, you could talk your way out of
you
it.
don't
So
wanna
it doesn't matter the
you don't wanna-
situation. And you don't want to hurt anyone.
You don't wanna
are
hurt your
correct.
nipples.
God,
No, yeah, you don't
we've
wanna
gotten old. Probably when we were in our 20s, we would have turned around and gone, okay, let's punch our way out of anything.
Nah, I'm frail.
Would you rather be extremely underweight or extremely overweight?
Under.
Wow. Either way, you're kind of very unhealthy there.
Yeah, either.
I'll take underweight. Yeah, that's a given.
I'm going to go with underweight.
So we actually did reach out to some folks on social media and asked anybody if they had questions for us in the spirit of getting to know Heckler Kane Creations and the Imperfect podcast. So we do have some questions from some fine ladies out there on the interwebs. Marianne on Instagram, Mary ANAG7. She's got a question. She wants to know, are you guys going to be doing any filming in the near future?
Yes, Marianne, we are. We are actually leaving right after this podcast to drive up to Connecticut to do some filming this weekend.
Yeah, we're filming a pitch for a reality show at a farm. And that's all we can say about that for now. But hopefully things go well this weekend. I know we're going to be drowning and soaking wet and on a farm for 2 days. So it's going to be a hell of a time.
Yeah.
We also have a couple other things in the works,
Yeah.
but too early to say.
Well, we have Jump, which is in post. Post. We filmed that this summer. I think we talked about that in an earlier podcast. So that'll be coming soon, whenever we can get around to editing that. So yeah, we're putting music to it and making some final touches on the edits.
Yep.
Another question from Mary. So Mary comes to us because of our interview we did with Rick Ravanello from Swivel Shot. So she's also a big fan of Marshall Teague. And if you don't know who Marshall Teague is, he was in the movie Roadhouse. And she wants to know if we've contacted Marshall for a podcast yet. So
I'm going to turn that question back around to you, Sal, because you are the guy who does the bookings for the show.
yeah, this month has been insane.
Yes.
So we have not, but I intend to reach out to Marshall and get him on a November show so we can talk to him. So Mary, look for that in November.
And Marshall, if you're listening, hit him back.
I'll be in touch, Marshall. We also have some questions from Lisa. She's also on Instagram. Her Instagram handle is LKULP1L. I can't even, LCulp1 something.
There you go.
She'll find us. So she's bringing her nieces to New York in February, and she needs a suggestion for a cool deli and pizza because it's the Stage Deli closed down.
Okay.
There you go, New Yorkers. Anybody got a cool deli in New York City? I say Katz's Deli.
Cats.
You got to go to Katz's Deli, Lisa.
And pizza, you're going to want to try multiple places.
Arturo's. That's where you want to go.
Arturo's.
I don't know why I
absolutely.
cannot remember that. Arturo's is the spot. If you can't handle waiting in line, you want to get some New York pizza at Arturo's.
Next question.
Yes. How did we get started? What is the main force that drives us? And have you ever been starstruck?
Joe?
How did we get started? I actually went and met Wayne. I auditioned for him and his brother who were doing another project. This is in our About Heckler Kane section on hecklerkane.com.
Needs an update, but...
Yes, which needs an update. But I auditioned for him, and we basically hit it off there, and we started working on multiple projects as we went, and we formed Heckler Kane Creations. Oops, I hit the mic. We formed Heckler Kane Creations about 5 years after that, and we've been doing that ever since. And then we brought on Danny and Sal a couple years after that, and now we're in full steam with the four of us that are part of the company. Did that answer her question? Because I can't even remember.
Yeah, how did we get started? So you and Wayne met first. You guys, you did a project with Wayne, and that's how you guys got started. But what really drives you guys? I mean, we were brought in after the fact, so to speak, right? I mean, I enjoyed working with you guys. You brought me in to do sound on a couple things and whatnot, and so I kind of just got involved. And I actually didn't know I liked making movies as much as I did until I got involved with you guys doing it.
I'm that interesting that you just had to come along with me. So
yeah, you just wouldn't leave me alone. That's really so really, what really drove you guys? Because you guys write scripts and more of that side of the business, right? Editing, you guys were into. I mean, I'm getting into editing now. All these things. What really brought you guys together in terms of movie making?
Well, I always liked writing. I wrote a lot of creative stories. So I had a poem published before. I was working on a children's project, a show for Nickelodeon at the point. That's when we brought Joe in. with that. And ever since then, even through college, I took creative writing courses, kept writing. And, you know, as a matter of fact, when we first did our first script, we didn't have the final draft program. So we had to format it with the help of Joe Kane's wife, would format it in very hand way, right? How do you say that?
She actually formatted it manually.
Thank you.
She was a film major in college, and she knew how to how you're supposed to format a script, and we didn't know our first script how to do it at all. So we literally wrote it in Word, and she sat there and indented it and made everything pretty, for lack of better words.
And then once we got the program, you know, it became a lot easier to write scripts. You could concentrate more on the content than the actual format. But writing has always been a passion of mine. And when we brought Joe, and filmmaking, I mean, my brother actually got one of the first camcorders, and that was way back in early 80s. And that was when you actually had two parts. It was like the big VCR and another part you had to bring with you to actually record. But we made, and they didn't have editing programs then. So literally you would just have to stop the camera and take the next angle and shoot it kind of live. But you would see the skip, like you would see the cut. So, but you know, that didn't stop us. We made movies my whole life, and when I shared that with Joe, you know, he laughed and he said he did the same thing.
And I think the exact same thing.
So it was a good match.
I created my own mixing table. Basically, what I did was I took 3 VCRs and the actual camcorder that we were recording on, and I would play into one, play the other, and then I would be switching wires in the back to make sure that everything. And I literally recorded music live in the room. While we were playing back and mixing everything onto one VCR tape. And that's how I created different movies that we did. You know, eventually maybe we'll put one of those up on...
Yeah, are there any fun videos of you and Dan as kids, like making a movie or something? Some wacky thing where you know... Oh, Dan's got one.
No, remember When I Come Around?
Oh.
You guys remade it? Did you guys make a Green Day video?
We did a music video for When I Come Around, yeah.
How ironic that it was Green Day.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was something that just came up in the last podcast, was the Green Day thing. But go ahead.
But I got involved with just, originally I was just jumping in to help out with stuff, help the sound, do this, do that, whatever. And then at some point, I ended up on the phone with Joe, like, night after night, 2 hours at a time, shooting back ideas to write and script. And all of a sudden, I like that part of it. Coming up with an idea, something that, you know, if we could come up with something and put it out there, and it started here in my head, or to actually put it out there and you know, see what becomes of it, is really what dragged me and made me want to be a part of it. So
cool.
You were my sounding board. I mean, there was so many ideas that I was like, I don't have an idea. I have a basic concept, and I'm like, what do you think of this? And you'd be like, oh, good. And you'd fill in all the blanks.
yeah.
And
You mean the nights I wouldn't answer the phone?
Well, that's the thing. I think the four of us are working well together because the four of us were each other's sounding boards. I kept calling each one of you when the other one wouldn't answer, is what would happen, and go, I have this concept I have to get out, and I'm very passionate about that, trying to hash out a storyline and hash out something, and being able to do that. And you guys are great with it, that you go, oh, I get it, and like. We just all seem to work well together from that aspect.
Well, I always hated talking on the phone unless it was for a reason. So Joe would call me like 7 nights a week, and I'd answer once a month. But then at some point it started to become us shooting ideas back and forth, and all of a sudden I was answering the phone every time, and we were on the phone for an hour
More
and
of
a
a
half,
creative
2 hours,
right.
because it was a reason to be on the phone.
Yes.
And now it would be 2.5 hours on the phone, just kicking ideas back and forth and coming up with a script, and on the phone.
Cool.
So,
well, that gives us gives you guys a little bit of insight into the four of us. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have more questions for us, just hit us up on Twitter at HecklerCane Inc. And we'd be happy to answer them.
Yeah, and check everything out at hecklercane.com. Your moment of zen from Danny.
It makes me laugh.